Some romance dramas make audiences fall in love through grand confessions, carefully staged kisses, or fateful encounters beneath city lights. Our Sticky Love, however, chooses a very different route. The story begins with an assassination mission, a false identity, and a lie that should never have lasted. Jang Tae Ha claims to be Go Eun Sae's boyfriend. Yet the most fascinating contradiction is this: the longer the lie continues, the more audiences realize that the person pretending to love her may actually be the one who has always loved her for real. That paradox is at the heart of Our Sticky Love. A love story that begins with a manhunt. Go Eun Sae, played by Ha Young, is a beautiful and highly capable prosecutor. But unlike the typical female lead in a romantic comedy, she does not enter the story through a charming encounter or a dreamy coincidence. She becomes the target of a deadly pursuit connected to Baek Sang-gil, a powerful figure at the center of a corruption network. Jang Tae Ha, played by Jung Hae In, initially stands on the opposite side. He has spent 14 years as Baek Sang-gil's trusted subordinate and desperately wants to leave the criminal world behind. But freedom comes with a price. Baek Sang-gil gives Tae Ha one final assignment: eliminate Go Eun Sae. On paper, this premise sounds more like the beginning of a dark crime noir or a serious thriller than a romantic comedy. But Our Sticky Love deliberately takes the story in another direction. Tae Ha cannot kill her. When he sees Eun Sae, he recognizes the woman who once occupied some of the most important memories of his life. She helped him when they were young and later saved him when he was being chased by gangsters in Japan. He had promised to meet her again and repay the debt he owed her. More importantly, the feelings he had buried years ago never truly disappeared. So the assassination mission becomes a rescue mission. And from that moment, the drama begins building its romance around a beautiful contradiction. Tae Ha has to pretend to love Eun Sae in order to protect the woman he genuinely loves. The lie that contains the most truth. Eun Sae temporarily loses her memory. To keep her safe, Tae Ha follows his mentor Hong's advice and claims that he is her boyfriend. On the surface, it is a complete lie. But the way Tae Ha treats Eun Sae is anything but fake. He remembers her words. He remembers her small gestures. He remembers details she herself has forgotten. He carries memories from 8 years ago as though they happened only yesterday. This becomes one of the most subtle strengths of the drama's romance. Eun Sae begins to suspect Tae Ha because he is awkward at pretending to be her boyfriend. His behavior does not always resemble that of a man playing the role of a romantic partner. And that awkwardness reveals something important. He does not know how to act like someone in love because he does not actually need to act. His feelings existed long before the story officially began. The drama therefore asks a more interesting question than simply, when will they fall in love? Instead, it asks, when will Eun Sae realize that what she believes is a lie may actually be the most genuine thing surrounding her? The logic of the story, and the right to believe in a fairy tale. Some viewers may inevitably question the logic of certain events in Our Sticky Love. Why does Baek Sang-gil not simply eliminate Tae Ha and Eun Sae? Why would a man with such a powerful political and legal network allow the situation to continue? And why would a young woman traveling alone have the courage to use fireworks and a large motorcycle to rescue a fellow Korean being chased by dozens of gangsters? If Our Sticky Love were a pure crime thriller, these questions could become serious weaknesses. But it is not. The drama is essentially a romantic comedy wearing the clothes of a noir thriller. That distinction matters. The goal is not to create a criminal underworld where every character always makes the most strategically rational decision. Instead, their decisions must serve the emotional world of the story. If Baek Sang-gil simply eliminated everyone, there would be no Tae Ha and Eun Sae romance. If every character behaved with ruthless practicality, the village would lose its comedic energy, the relationship would have no room to develop, and the sweet atmosphere promised by the title would disappear. In that sense, Our Sticky Love asks viewers to accept a particular storytelling rule. Do not watch it like a police investigation. Watch it like a modern fairy tale unfolding inside a dangerous world. Eun Sae is not a helpless heroine. One of the drama's more interesting choices is the way it explains Eun Sae's courage. At first, it may seem difficult to believe that a woman in her 20s would risk herself to save a stranger being chased by a gang. But Eun Sae's past provides the missing context. She grew up in an abusive orphanage environment. Instead of allowing that trauma to determine her future, she fought her way out, pursued her education, and eventually became a talented prosecutor. Her courage, therefore, is not simply a convenient trait inserted to make an action sequence possible. It is the result of everything she has survived. This also makes her relationship with Tae Ha more compelling. Tae Ha possesses physical strength, combat experience, and years of knowledge about the criminal underworld. Eun Sae possesses intelligence, resilience, and the ability to confront adversity head-on. They are not simply a case of the strong male lead protecting the vulnerable female lead. They are two people who have saved each other at different moments of their lives. The village and its human surveillance cameras. If Tae Ha and Eun Sae provide the emotional core, the village keeps the story from becoming excessively dark. The supporting characters, particularly the trio humorously compared to the three fairies of SES, constantly create comedic situations. They are curious, nosy, and sometimes accidentally interfere with the protagonist's plans. Yet when something truly matters, they become sincere and surprisingly dependable. This is a familiar device in romantic comedies, creating a small community around the protagonist so that the story does not become trapped inside the couple's world. The village is therefore more than a hiding place. It becomes a temporary sanctuary where Tae Ha and Eun Sae can experience something resembling an ordinary life. Away from violence, corruption, and pursuit, they are allowed to discover what it feels like simply to be together. Kim Young-ok and the emotional role of a grandmother. Kim Young-ok's Yeon Hong also adds another layer of emotional depth. The idea of an elderly woman serving as a guide for the younger protagonist is certainly familiar in Korean dramas. But familiar formulas can remain effective when the character is written with enough warmth and authority. Yeon Hong is strict without being cold. When Eun Sae behaves disrespectfully and disrupts her birthday celebration, Yeon Hong still maintains her dignity. When others mock Eun Sae, she protects the young woman. And when Eun Sae later comes to apologize, Yeon Hong responds with comfort rather than rejection. Through this relationship, the drama introduces another form of love beyond romantic love. The love of people who choose to protect you. Eun Sae grew up without enough affection or security. For that reason, the people who willingly stand by her become almost as important as her romance with Tae Ha. Cute, but still ready to fight. If our sticky love consisted only of romance and comedy, it could easily become another conventional rom-com. Instead, the drama repeatedly injects action sequences to change its rhythm. Tae Ha is beaten, bruised, and battered several times, yet Jung Hae In's character still maintains his cool presence during confrontations with Baek Sang-gil's gang. The action scenes carry a distinctly noir-like atmosphere, creating a sharp contrast with the lighter scenes in the countryside. On one side are violence, blood, criminal power, and danger. On the other are awkward conversations, misunderstandings, everyday comedy, and a romance that slowly becomes impossible to deny. That contrast is one of the elements that gives our sticky love its identity. Twists that do not need to be mind-blowing. The drama contains several plot twists, but it does not try to make every revelation excessively complicated or mind-blowing. Some twists are even deliberately humorous. Tae Ha's junior colleague, played by Young Soon-won, behaves strangely enough to make viewers suspect that he might secretly be an informant. But the truth is much simpler. His ridiculous behavior is simply part of his personality. Despite his playful nature, he remains loyal. And Ji-Jun, played by Lee Jae-won, initially appears impulsive and capable of causing trouble. Yet beneath that recklessness, he retains a sense of reason and continues to respect his own side. These characters demonstrate another strength of the drama. Not every unexpected behavior needs to end with betrayal. Sometimes a strange character is simply strange. A clear line between good and evil. Another notable aspect of our sticky love is its consistent characterization. The drama does not constantly reverse the moral positions of its characters simply to manufacture shock. Those who are good remain fundamentally good. Those who are evil are not suddenly redeemed simply because the story needs an emotional twist. Baek Sang-gil is especially effective in this regard. He is cruel, ruthless, and frightening from beginning to end. His cruelty is not limited to physical violence. He understands exactly what Tae Ha cares about and uses the lives of those people as weapons against him. That makes him particularly terrifying. He does not need a knife to hurt Tae Ha. He only needs to threaten the people Tae Ha loves. The twist behind Tae Ha and Baek Sang-gil. Near the end, the drama introduces a significant revelation concerning Tae Ha's relationship with Baek Sang-gil. The twist works because it does not attempt to turn the villain into a misunderstood good person. Baek Sang-gil remains responsible for his actions. Instead, the revelation adds another layer to the story by exploring humanity, personal choice, and the ways people change as they grow older. It also provides an explanation for why Baek Sang-gil cannot simply eliminate Tae Ha as easily as he has disposed of other people. The answer lies in their shared history. And that history makes their conflict more emotionally complicated without erasing the villain's crimes. What makes Our Sticky Love so sweet? Ultimately, Our Sticky Love may not be the perfect choice for viewers demanding absolute realism from a crime storyline. But absolute realism was never its primary goal. Its real strength lies in turning seemingly contradictory elements into one coherent emotional experience: action and romance, noir and comedy, danger and healing, lies and truth. Tae Ha lies when he says he is Eun Sae's boyfriend. Yet within that lie, he demonstrates a sincerity that an ordinary confession might never be able to express. Eun Sae does not believe him at first. Then she becomes suspicious. Gradually, she grows accustomed to his presence. And eventually, the question is no longer whether he is truly her boyfriend. The deeper question becomes: if all the memories have disappeared, can the heart still recognize the person it once loved? That may be the real reason Our Sticky Love can rise above the boundaries of an ordinary romantic comedy. The drama is not simply about two people finding each other. It is about two people who once saved each other, whose lives briefly crossed, and who eventually meet again at a moment when both need a reason to keep moving forward. With its 12-episode run, completed release on Netflix, and strong audience reception, Our Sticky Love demonstrates that a familiar formula can still feel fresh when it is told with the right rhythm and emotional balance. It does not need to make every twist mind-blowing. It does not need to turn every scene into a shocking revelation. Sometimes, all a romance needs is one deceptively simple question. Can a lie become the truth if the person telling it has loved you all along? For Our Sticky Love, the answer seems to be yes. And perhaps that is the sweetest piece of candy the drama leaves behind.